night as we continue on our adventure through the tomb, to the Tomb of Annihilation. This is a proficiency bonus. I believe we are on episode 18 at this point. Starting to head our direction. Starting to head in. Before we jump into our recap from last time, though, a couple of quick thank yous and shout outs we want to give. Thank you very much to Team MZ for supporting small streamers like us. Our friends over at Many Sided Dice, who have a wonderful 5e magic items compendium called The Lost Artifacts of Greygast. Wonderful little, some regular magic items, a couple of cursed items you can have some fun with. Actually, some of our party members have some of those currently in their possession. Nightshade Creations, they have a lot of custom rolling trays. Our normal Friday DM, Michael, has a dice tray of shame. Sarah, we're getting a little bit of an echo from you.
That's weird. I have headphones on.
Yeah, a little odd, but
let me fix that.
Someone mentioned it, so I wanted to say thanks to them and wanted to apologize to those who may be watching right now who were looking forward to our one-shot on Friday. If you're in the New England area, you probably got slammed by the same problem we did, but unfortunately, about 7 o'clock on Friday night, I was supposed to run the game on Friday, and random numbers people decided that I didn't need electricity. So we are back, have power now, and ready to pick up where we left off. As we had left our group of adventurers last time, they have been making their way ever eastward from the leaving the jungle just outside of Umbala, where they spent about a week making sure they had enough insect repellent to carry them through the next leg of their journey, and then have been heading along their path to the east to get to Firefinger, as they had agreed to do with their guide Azaka. They've traveled through, haven't really run into too many issues in the path, but as they were coming to a head point in their travel last week, or I should say just a little while ago, as Devaney was noticing a small group of some sort of indigenous snakes crawling away. And yes, Sarah, much better. As she noticed that, all of a sudden she heard the somewhat familiar sound of a bowstring being loosed. And as she went to dive to the ground, was struck in the back by a arrow shot from somewhere off in the trees or bushes outside of her line of sight. With that being said, Mr. Producer, if you can follow the bouncing player flag, we will shift our group over. And I cannot remember whether the group said you guys had said you were going on the right or the left-hand shore from last week.
Probably the right, because we would be going towards.
Okay, well, technically this is it's basically the river is running from the west at the bottom to the east at the top. I forgot to rotate the map.
Okay. Yeah, sure, arbitrarily. Let's go ahead, Kaplan, pick a direction.
I think we're good where we're at.
Oh, okay, we're good where we're at.
Okay. So what we will do, just to hope that is premium. Let's see here. What can I grab? Hey, you'll do. Hopefully this is not, copywritten. I am stealing a random compass.
Okay.
So we'll stick this over here on the other side of the river.
Oh.
And then, as you guys see, we have the turn order up. I need to ask you all to go ahead and roll me initiative. As we are
Can't click on my token.
Oh, silly. Okay, give me a second. That means none of you will be able to, because
Silly DM.
every time I pull up a new battle page. Okay, let me make sure. Site. Okay, Devaney, you're good. Okay, let's go through. Wow, yeah, this system is just silly
So.
because it has all your old health information on it too. Okay, Quen, you're good on yours. Okay, Solana, you're good. And Malik, you should be good on your token now as well. Okay, Sarah, can you click on your token?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So, and with this, we'll jump into hopefully, viewer don't hear the very upset 3-year-old in the background.
It's like
I heard.
cool Foley work. Like,
No, that is thank you very much, Digitio. I wish I could take credit for it. It's not mine. Okay, so Solana, we start with you. You have just watched Devaney take an arrow in the back.
Do I know from which direction it is?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Did you get it?
Nope, it hasn't come through as... Oh, wow, okay, I didn't even hear the little thingy on it. Okay, so with that check, yes, you know that it came from somewhere north of where you guys are located.
Okay.
So
I
you can take a blind shot if you want to. You would have disadvantage as you don't see anything there to be shooting at.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so what are you actually doing? Taking a shot?
I'm gonna go up here to my friend Devin and be like, no, they can't do that, and just like poison spray the area.
Okay.
I don't know
So-
the radius of poison spray actually. Hold on. I'm gonna do something that'll make like a bunch of people like go, whoa. That sounded like such a stoner thing.
yeah.
I want people to go, whoa, man.
Whoa, man! It's like
It's
some halfling leaf.
Totally blow their craniums to the moon, man.
Okay, I lied. I'm gonna do plant growth and grow a wall, like draw a shape.
Yep.
Like there.
Okay. So let's see. Do me a favor. Go ahead and click on plant growth because I am not 100%. Oh, perfect. Ooh, wow. Okay. So let's see. Hormonal plants. Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, there. So anybody moving through that area, and it's a. Oh, wait, 100-foot radius.
Does it have to be, or can I just choose where?
I'll say you can. Yeah, you can exclude areas from being included.
Okay.
So basically, if you want, you can hit. I mean, realistically, let me grab my ruler here. If you're targeting there, I mean, it's 100-foot radius.
Oh, okay. I would definitely.
You
make
can
that.
literally take most of the map, and literally, if you wanted to, we'll say, if we grab your little box and say something to the effect of, you know,
I keep making little squares. I'm so sorry.
no worries, I'm trying to, for some reason, won't let me grab that square anymore. Oh, there it goes. And say you could leave your area clear.
Oh, there we go.
So you could make everything around you, make it almost impossible for them to move easily to you.
Okay. Except for the river,
This way,
too.
you guys still have free movement within a little bit of a range. Now,
Yeah.
you can make that as large or as small as you want.
Okay, can I do that except for the river so we have access to the river, at least?
So basically, stretch out something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'll stick it up. So basically, how can you maximize if we go on you? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
100
fine.
foot.
That's fine.
Yeah, centered on you, you can literally hit almost the entire map, at least as far as... they're fairly close because that shot at where the shot came from, but came down at Devonay from. So yeah, you... Wow.
So, guys, I got
That
this.
is
No kidding.
So as you watch as Solana starts moving her hands around and muttering to herself, all of a sudden the trees in front of you, the bushes, everything from about 15, 20 feet away from the group of you, all of a sudden just seems to explode and just growing, rapid vines wrapping up. It looks like it would be extremely difficult to move through.
Alec just goes, whoa.
And with that, brings us up to our first little friend here, who is actually so it's 1 foot for every... That's basically quarter speed.
Cool.
So this guy can... Okay, so as this guy is moving over here, he can't... That's all he can do.
Awesome.
Let's see, this one, having seen you do that, is going to move his maximum distance and take a short bow attack at you, Solana.
Okay.
And as he takes that attack, well, that isn't... actually, he is hidden. I believe if they are hidden, they get advantage on the attack, right? Just check that real quick. That's going to be the difference between hitting you and missing.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Really? Oh, you could be kidding me. Roll20 is being super slow. Just give me a second here, because it is still searching in there. I should remember this. Oh, perfect. That'll work. Okay. Oh, has advantage, yeah. So that is a 20, so I think that's going to hit you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 5 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison. And as he fires that shot off, you see that the attacker is actually is now visible to you.
Okay.
And unlike the Devonay and I believe Malik were the only two who saw these the last time. Unlike the ones you had seen before that were smaller and green, this one is a sort of larger yellowish tone to its skin.
Okay.
That will end that's turn, and that brings us over to Devonay.
Well, Devaney's going to get to her feet after trying to do this awesome dive that obviously failed, and dig out her special hand axe and chuck it at this thing.
Nice. Avenge me, Devonay!
Avenging myself, never mind.
Avenge both of us, Devonay!
That is not going to hit, unfortunately.
Obviously. Oh, that's
So
terrible.
it's as you wind up and just whip this hand axe at this small creature. It sails, looks to be perfect, and just embeds itself in this large sort of overgrowth of plants. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
I'm going to use my bonus action and get back my hand axe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you take 5 steps forward and just right
No,
in the wall in
it's
front
like
of
Thor and comes back to me.
That's awesome!
you. Really
I just
now?
decide that.
Sure.
Weapon
Oh, my
bond.
arrows come back to me.
Oh, bloody hell, weapon bond.
That's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
So I don't have to move anywhere, but, I missed,
you know.
so it's kind of pointless.
Okay. And you're staying where you are?
I'm staying where I am.
But he's no
You know
longer
what
hidden,
I just
right?
realized?
What?
Give me a second. I did not roll for your 2 friends here.
Ooh. Good, because they...
Somebody is very
Oh,
upset.
good.
Okay, so we're going to... And let me just reorganize this and we'll... back through. Okay. So Azaka actually would have gone... Okay, it would have been after it had shot at... after it had shot at Solana, so it is visible. So that gives... means Azaka would be able to take a shot at it for you. She gets 2 shots, 1 will hit.
Nice.
Then... Okay, and that'll bring us, we just did Devonay. Brings us over to this person who
This
is
one.
still invisible, and thanks to Solana, it cannot really get anywhere.
Aha.
Just over to you. Okay. That brings us up to Melik.
Does anyone want a heal?
I mean, I'm
Okay.
10 points down. What about you?
I'm
Definitely.
fine.
Okay, we're good.
I'm going to just cast Shatter. Why not? It's on a 10-foot. I'll point it here, or like here-ish.
Oh, okay.
That it gets him, and then maybe something else in there, since I don't know where he is.
You're just picking a random spot and saying, I know there's at least one.
Might be. Who knows? I saw a bunch of them the other day.
Yeah, don't get the good ones. Only the bad ones.
The green ones are chill, I think.
Okay, so that is a
Nice.
Constitution save. Let's see here. Humanoid, we are. Okay, so we have Constitution save on
Aha.
that one. And con save on that one. Okay, so they
Aha.
both fail.
Beat me.
So let's see here.
job.
Go.
Okay. So, as this happens, Malik, as you fire off your incantation, you all of a sudden notice in the distance, a little further back than the yellow-skinned one you were seeing, you notice a green
Oh, it
creature
was a
fall out
green
of the
one.
tree.
Oh,
No!
According to the pictures, those ones have bows, and I just got shot. So
oh, okay.
One.
Wow.
Good detective work. No, I don't feel bad.
Okay. So, anything else you doing in Digitio? Devaney might be. We're not sure yet. Kinetic hand axe.
That one didn't die, huh?
Nope. It.
Oh,
You
dag.
saw
Okay,
it
well, no,
sort
I'm
of
good.
take effect and sort of, stumble a little bit from the effect, but it still looks a little upset, but it's still definitely in one
A
piece.
little upset.
It's a little bit miffed. Okay, no, I'm good.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Quen.
So Quen is going to he's gonna cast Magic Missile at do level 2 on that little yellow guy over there.
Okay. There's Quen fires off, and these darts of arcane energy come flying out of his hand and slam into this creature again. As you guys watch, it's just peppered in the chest with impacts and sort of rocking back and forth like it's being punched. It's definitely taking some hits. You can see little trickles of strange colored blood in the corner of its mouth, but it's still on its feet.
And that's it for Quen's turn.
Okay. So that'll bring us up to another one of our little friends here. Someone's going to come on. Okay, move forward. And this one, after seeing what Quen has done, is going to throw a dagger at Quen. Now, this attack will have disadvantage due to the distance. Misses horrendously.
Good.
Actually, it would have been disadvantage for that, but it still would have been a straight roll, so it still would have missed even though it's hidden.
Oof. Bad luck.
Okay, that will bring us over to
The cute little green one. That it's dead.
this
Oh, no.
one. Is
Yes, the cute little green one, dragon bait.
okay, dragon bait. Let's see. We're just gonna have him make a perception check real quick. Actually, no, he'd probably just charge headfirst into the one that's right in front of him. Not be bothered with the one because he wouldn't. That dagger was so badly thrown. Then he is going to charge literally headfirst into actually in there and make 2 swipes with his sword trying to deal with this creature. Where are you, dragon bait? Okay, come on.
Whoa.
They will both hit.
Whoa.
Okay, and as you watch, Dragonbait has managed to take down that small yellow frog in front of you.
Nice.
All right, dragon bait.
Good job. Oh, poor cute little green one.
And this one is no longer on the initiative order, as it was dealt with. And actually, that'll bring us back up to Solana.
I'm sorry, there's more?
I don't know what. Oh, the green one shot you. I forgot. Okay, he's no longer.
Yeah, there was a green one that threw attempted to throw a dagger at Quen, but no one's really sure where that one came from, as the dagger was so horrendously thrown. It never even made it into the realm of the group.
I don't even know.
You can hold an action, you can move,
I'm gonna hold
you
my
can...
action.
Okay, what are you holding?
I'm holding a, I'm gonna move over here so I get a line of sight on something so I'm not hitting Dragon Bait. And then I'm going to hold my, action of a bow attack. Forget what that's called right now.
Nope, no, that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Until, it pops up.
Okay. Then that brings us this
Shooting! It's called
fact-
shooting.
And mind you, this may take a few moments because the entire map is basically difficult terrain 4 times over for these things, so they are moving at 5 feet a turn. Azaka is just going to take a defensive action. She'll move a little ways back and just take the dodge action. Isn't really sure what's going on now because hasn't seen anything else. Devaney?
I'm going to stay where I am and hold a magic missile.
I just made this the longest fight ever, guys. So it's all difficult terrain.
Devaney will give you a thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay.
Stay where I am and eat some jerky.
Okay.
Actually, there's a couple of people moving before you. And one of them is about to pop out. Let me just make sure that it can do what
Remind on my
I'm
snack
thinking
then.
here. Let's see here. Yeah, so this thing can actually leap enough to do this from where it is. So as you guys watch, as out of the bushes to the south, a green frog leaps
You know what it is.
25 feet
What?
through the air, and as it is flying past Azaka, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Technically, that's west.
Go ahead and make your bow shot, Solana. Devaney, you make your roll, as this thing is making a melee attack at Azaka.
Yes.
That shot will definitely hit, so go ahead and
Oh
roll
my
your damage.
goodness.
11.
Are you kidding me?
As this thing is flying through the air, dagger out, aimed at the back of Azaka, who is not paying attention at all. Between your arrow and Devaney's magic missile, it just collapses to the ground. Dagger falling beside it.
We got your back, Azaka. Don't worry.
Which brings us over to this one. That is going to do the exact same thing and leap out, this one going at Quen,
What?
and leaps out of the bushes and swings with a dagger attack at Quen,
Ooh.
and that is a 20.
That will hit.
Okay, so that is 3 piercing and 4 poison. A
Ouch.
total of 7 damage to Quen.
As he jumps on me, Quen is struck totally off guard. His eyes flash with a blaze, and he erupts with a hellish rebuke.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So as this frog lands next to you and drives its dagger with two hands into your shoulders, you fire off, and yet another frog falls dead.
Oh,
So that'll
shoot.
bring us over to Melik, who just watched these two frogs jump out of the bushes right to the south of your group. And one of them shot down before it hit the ground, the other obliterated by Quen upon hitting the ground.
Sorry, y'all.
Gonna eat your jerky.
Since it's a hand crossbow, I will ready a hand crossbow attack with the other.
Okay. So that'll bring us to Quen. What's your plan?
Do we see any other frogs nearby?
If you want, you can go ahead and make a perception check. It's you haven't seen any recent. You haven't seen any really popping out at you. But if you want, go ahead and make a.
Does a perception check count as my action?
No, not in this case.
Okay.
You got nothing.
If any frogs exist in the world. Okay. I am gonna hold a green flame blade attack. In the case where any frogs within distance try to attack me or my friends, and I will activate my Bellsinger aura, and now my AC is 19.
Okay. That'll bring us over. We got which one? Okay, so that's you. So 5 foot there. There. Okay, Dragonbait's just going to step back in and ready attack with his longsword if anyone comes within range. This guy. Okay, Solana, what you doing?
What language do they speak? Are they animals?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Okay.
So you've heard of these oversized frogs before? You know their name for their own species is grung, and they have their own language.
Okay, so it would be like talk to us.
No, they're not considered animals.
All right. Then I will hold an action of shooting an arrow.
Okay. And once more, Azaka is going to do the same as you, doesn't have a target to fire at.
Yep. Longest fight ever. You're welcome, guys.
Devaney, what about yourself?
I'll hold another magic missile.
Okay. So, to try to speed things up for the group, is everyone going to be holding the same things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically.
Quen, you as well?
Quinn's already holding the green flame.
Sorry, I was distracted. Can you say that again?
I just wanted to make sure, are you going to be holding the same thing until you see one of them?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so I'm just going to start buzzing through until we get someone close enough to do something here.
Oops.
This way we don't have to keep double checking everyone. Okay, where are you? And so now you can say oops all you want, but realistically it is... You probably would have been overrun if you had not done that.
Oh, good.
Okay. So... Gwen, you see one's leaping straight at you, dagger out, coming at your head.
I'm gonna make an attack with where did it go? With bookmark. And
Yeah,
then,
bookmark.
Okay, that'll definitely hit, so go ahead and roll some damage.
okay, but I'm casting green flame blade with it.
Yep.
So 1d8 fire damage. So let's see. And that's plus 2 more fire damage.
Okay. So once more, as it lands in front of you, you now have a slightly frog corpse in front of you.
Delicious.
Okay.
Just surrounded by corpses.
Frog legs? I don't know if I've had them before.
Somebody once told me they taste like chicken.
They're really, really good.
I think I've had them. I don't remember.
Okay. Okay.
I need chicken foot.
Malik, all of a sudden, coming out of the northeast, you have a frog leaping straight at you, dagger drawn.
All right. Which isn't great. I think I get disadvantage on my pot shot, huh?
No, because it's jumping out. It's literally 25 feet away leaping at you. So go ahead and that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, so you managed to sink a crossbow bolt into its shoulder. It is still landing in front of you. Any of Devaney and Solana, you both had ranged actions held as well. Either one of you can take another shot, or both if you want to. You can see that this thing took a substantial amount of damage from Melik's shot.
Okay. Which one? Devaney, do you want to do it?
Yeah, I can shoot magic missiles at it.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your roll.
You hurt us.
So
Like
is
in the jungle.
as you're firing that, this thing lands in front of you. Malik and goes to swing, and just that shot is you buried a crossbow bolt into its chest, and right as it goes to swipe at you, all of a sudden you notice 3 magical darts fly from behind you and pepper it, and it just falls back. Actually lands in the river.
Okay. Haha. Sleeping with the fishes.
Okay. Where is this one? That one is still too far away to leap. Okay, that brings a... okay, Solana still has her held action. This one actually... Move, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Solana, you are the last one with a held action besides Azaka. So is all of a sudden you're noticing from the north another frog is leaping out. This one heading straight at Azaka.
Okay. I'll take a shot at it. Nope. Probably not.
Actually, that is just enough. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay. So it is not enough to kill it. So
Why are you killing us? Or hurting us? Or
this
attempting
takes a
to?
swipe at Azaka and misses horrendously. Azaka did have a held action as well. So Azaka is... Oh, it's close range, but... Yeah. Okay. So between you and Azaka, that one is no more.
Okay.
Again, everyone continues to hold their actions. Actually, I should say, is everyone still holding their actions as they said they want to?
Yes.
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 Okay. Then this one leaps out of the water straight at you, Melik, and it is making a grapple attack on you. I need you to make either a strength check to fight it, acrobatics
Okay, that
to
didn't-
dodge, or so as you release that will not hit. So we need to, okay, so this thing to grab this thing is going to make a strength check to see if it can grab hold of you.
Oh no.
So as this thing leaps in, now who else is cycled since their last attack? Actually, everybody has. So as you guys watch as this grung leaps out of the water and basically starts to bulldog Melik. Quen, you were holding a melee, so you wouldn't be in range, but Devaney and Solana, you're both were holding range attacks. You'd be able to release those ranged attacks.
Okay.
And Melik, while they're doing that, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay. None of my strong suits.
Okay, Solana, that hits. And okay, you are fine. Solana, go ahead and roll damage. Oh yeah, but as this thing grabs hold of your head, Melik, and is starting to try to drag you to the ground, all of a sudden, once more, you feel the body getting peppered from 3 rapid shots, and then the sound of an arrow sinking into it as it just goes limp around your neck and falls to the ground beside you.
Okay.
That gets rid of this one. And over the next 15 or 30 seconds, you guys looking around, nothing else seems to be coming out. You're not sure if you got them all, or if somebody if some of them ran. But you are successfully out of initiative.
Nice. Go there.
Are we sure though? Like, I'm ready in action. For now.
Yes, this is not DM lying to you. You're actually clear.
Inside check the DM.
Go ahead and make a roll. You could certainly try.
Oh crap!
The DM is hard to read, but you think he's being honest with you this time.
Yes. Sneaky.
Next time she needs to roll an insight check in the game, she's going to roll like a 2.
Yeah. I agree, MG.
So you have one yellow frog corpse in the thick jungle and a whole bunch spread around you.
I'll go investigate the yellow frog corpse.
Okay. So you go over and start taking a look and basically going through. You're basically looking through it, see what it's got on it, stuff like that.
Yeah, and like seeing why it's different from the other frogs.
Oh, okay. So as you reach down and you start touching it and looking through it, go ahead and make a Constitution save for me.
Ah,
Okay.
I got
Let's
through it.
see here. You are now poisoned for 1 minute.
What does that mean? Do I like get like points off
It's-
every?
Basically, any ability checks, attack rolls,
Oh
things
wait,
like that.
wait! I'm a druid. I can heal myself. Jokes on me.
So let's see. The actual poisoned condition, disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Oh, sometimes.
So,
Okay.
go ahead and as you're looking at this, go ahead and make an investigation check. Okay. So as you're poking around and looking at this this creature, you can tell. Again, you're not hugely familiar with grungs in general. You see, this one has a short bow that's fallen on the ground beside it. It has 2 daggers on it, and sort of a slimy mucus type substance on its skin.
Okay, step back really quickly and go, no, ew. And I say, does anyone want a short bow and 2 daggers? They're over there by that slimy mucus thing.
In the river right now, trying to wipe that mucus out of his hair.
Okay. Fair enough. Alright.
Oh, it's breakfast time. If now that everybody's awake and got their morning exercise.
Yeah, frog legs are supposed to be tasty. Too bad Gizzard's not. I go look at my egg.
As you look over the egg sitting in over by the canoe, your tents, the canoe's all overgrown with bushes, and
Oh yeah.
you're looking at things, realize it's probably going to take you about a half an hour to an hour to dig everything out and get back on the river and moving.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna cook something.
So you're making some grung meat?
Is it?
Don't.
It's probably poisonous. No, I'm just making some berry stew or whatever's near us.
Okay, so you go through. You guys have the whole boatload of meat you've been carrying and jerky
true,
and things
that's
from
true.
the dinosaurs and other critters you've killed. So you're able to make up breakfast, no problems at all. Guys, there's 1 or 2 of you are cooking, the others are, hand axe or sword or whatever they've got, hacking the vines down to get your tents all together and get everything set up for the day's travel. Mr. Producer, let's follow us on east back to the map. And as the morning comes to the beginning, in Digitio, I would love to do that, but I think the players would revolt, and some of them might be able to find where I live, and that doesn't make for a safe DM. Digitio is recommending leech stew.
That's okay. I'll pass.
So as you guys are getting everything packed up and ready to go,
Was that a disgusted enough sound? I feel like it didn't convey all my emotions. Why would you do that?
yeah, boil up some, scoop up some river water, just forget to boil it. So as you guys start prepping to make the day's travel, who's taking over your navigation?
I'll navigate.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a survival check.
We're going in circles, guys. I know where we're going. There's nowhere.
Oh boy.
You're not even moving. You're just spinning in circles in the
Yeah.
canoe where you are.
Woo!
So is
Oh no.
okay. Do me a favor. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh. Yeah, I
Alrighty
love
then.
to fail so many times in a row.
Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. So, as you guys get hopped up in the canoe, Solana says, "Okay, gets everything ready to it's everything ready. You guys start heading out back into the river, heading through the day's heading through the day's commute and trying to spot Firefinger off in the distances. Azaka has told you it's rather high in the air. Just bear with me a second here. I'm just see. Okay. As you guys are traveling through the day, get through the first 3 or 4 hours, what would everyone be doing during this commute?
I am apparently like blindfolded.
Making sure my hand axe is not dented from the tree trunk.
Okay, Malik, Dave, what would Malik, Gwen, what would you two be doing?
I mean, Alec is still probably freaking out about his hair. That was really nasty. Just kind of
Gwen
chilling and trying to get over that trauma.
Yeah, really. Gwen is probably like fussing over his clothes and fussing over Melik, just being in a bunch of frog corpse mounds or whatever. It's pretty gnar.
Okay. So as you guys are traveling along down the river, it gets to be a couple of hours after lunchtime, and you notice grab this here. You see a small, what looks to be stone outcropping on the left-hand side of the river. Go ahead if whoever wants to, go ahead and make a perception check for me, if you will.
Someone tell me what it is. There you go.
Okay. So is through rolled Malik, you're really the only one who notices anything as you look and you see that sort of half crumbled stone archway. You see a little further in, and it seems to be a couple of somewhat broken down buildings in the background a little ways in.
Okay. Anything else? Just buildings?
And that's all you can see from this distance. It's off. You can see what, given your role, you're assuming it's ruins of some kind.
I'm gonna turn to Azaka and just I'm gonna point the ruins or buildings out to her and ask if she knows anything, just out of curiosity.
Okay, and Zaka sort of looks over at it. No, there's nothing overly civilized in this area that I am aware of. Does not mean it could not be an old camp, perchance supplies or other things in it, or who knows what could be in it at this point either.
History roll?
I'm
What?
sorry?
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
History roll?
The first part is cutting out.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying 3 roll.
I make a history roll.
Sure, go ahead.
I understood you.
Like
Yes.
I was hearing was the tree roll, and I'm going, I am so confused.
Yeah.
A roll for trees, please.
You're in a jungle.
Me
You don't
too.
need to. There's a lot of them.
I need
Um,
more.
What that roll is, as you and Azaka are talking, and you guys sort of have everyone slow down a little bit so you guys can have a discussion over this. Even with the two of you going over together, there's nothing stand out about this location, rough area that you're in, that is triggering anything on either one of you.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, Azaka mentioned like supplies and stuff, and I don't know. We found a bunch of weird magical stuff. Do you guys want to like check it out? Just take a peek.
Sure.
What are you looking at?
Oh, okay. See here. I point like right next to Devonay's head so she can follow the line of my finger.
Or as you
Oh,
point over both
those.
Devonay and Solana with Malik's assistance, you can both see this sort of ruined, dilapidated stone section.
Oh, cool. Let's go.
Devaney
All right,
remembers
cool.
the last time they were adventuring in ruins and doesn't want to go because she almost died.
These are kind of broken. Are there big statues of stuff around? I don't think it's fancy.
Doesn't have to be fancy to be dangerous.
This is true. Which makes it exciting.
Well, if anyone else is up for it, I'll walk around.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Quinn, you up for it?
Quinn's up for everything, all the time, anywhere, any place.
Except when he's in winter.
Yes, that is the truth. That is very accurate. Thank you for being so observant.
3/4 of the time, it works every time.
Mhm.
Okay, so as you guys start, pull the canoe over. And let's see here. Wow, that is a hideous color for me to have chosen. Wait a second, we're gonna switch the stuff. Spare the DM one moment. Oh, really? I just put all that crap on the wrong freaking thing. Sorry, viewers. DM did not pre-roll this encounter, so just a couple last-minute things up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as the group of you start hopping off and packing your way into this location, as you're off the canoe, I want everyone to go ahead and make another perception check for me. This is all four of you, as all four are heading in here.
Yeah, Devonay.
Holy Devonay.
My eyes got
Okay.
tired.
Melik took care of leading you guys here, you know. Okay.
I'm just really nervous.
Apparently. Actually, that is going to change a couple of things here before I drag you all over here. Okay. So, Devonay and, let's see, who else? Okay, so actually, everyone except for Malik is going to notice this as you guys start getting off the canoe and you're standing about, we'll say, ballpark 15, 20 feet from the canoe, from the edge of the what's the word I'm looking for? From the edge of the ruins, we'll call them. And you have, again, everyone but Malik is going to see this. So do me a favor, Mr. Producer Man, follow the bouncing player flag.
Oh, this was a terrible choice.
So you guys are just inside. Literally, the canoe is no more than 15, 20 feet behind you.
I run back to the canoe.
As you walk in, the red squares you can see, and just to make sure that I've got them all on the map, you should see 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The 4 that are closest to you are basically like 3/4 buildings. You can see parts of the roofs are caved in. Just it's in rough shape. The 5th one, sort of dead center from you, way off in the back, looks almost to be like a small replica of the ziggurat you saw in Orlunga.
Oh, cool.
Propped at the top of it
Wait.
is a strange yellow plant. And then in between there and circling behind it, you can see a couple of sort of shambling looking creatures.
How big are the creatures? Like medium?
Yeah, it looked to be about the same size as a general statement as any of you.
Okay. So they're not like. Okay.
Do they appear to look like a certain guide that we once had, maybe in size and stature?
A couple of them do, yes. Not all of them.
Oh my god,
Yo,
it's that guy come back for his revenge!
don't
And
mention
he's
that.
covered in flowers!
As the group of you are looking at them, you can see the while the face is sort of vacant and shambling, you can see that there are vines densely covering the back of this creature and down along the arms.
Okay.
Whoa.
Can I nature check what that yellow plant is?
Yeah, go ahead and make a check for me. Okay. As you're looking at it, it's an odd plant. You don't overly recognize it. As you're looking at it, it's bright yellow with little flashes of purple along it. And it's actually got a really sort of sweet, pleasant scent.
Can I nature check one of these, for lack of a better phrase, vine goblins?
Sure.
Good job.
Okay, and what exactly are you what are you looking for?
Common? Can we converse with them?
No, it's as you're looking at them, they just from being pointed out them as you're looking in their faces, they are vacant stares. Motors running, but nobody's behind the wheel. It's just sort of aimlessly shambling around, just.
Can I tell if they're aggressive?
I bet if we touch the
It's,
planet, will we?
it's you get the feeling with that check that they're not. You're not quite sure if they would chase you, but you get the feeling if you were to walk up to one that, yeah, it'd probably take a swing at you. It's just fight or flight response.
So we should snipe them all off at one point while they're shambling, and then steal the plane. I'm chaotic good. Wait.
Well, I'm totally neutral, so I'll say we could snipe them all off and then steal the plant.
Why do we want this plant? Solana, do you know what it is?
Nope.
So
No, it's not.
it could be a really bad plant that we don't want.
It could be.
Quinn thinks this plant is an abomination and needs to be destroyed.
Why?
Because I don't like the way it smells.
I bet if you touch that plant, they're gonna get real pissed off, though.
We gotta get to the plant first.
Let's not get to the. Why do we have to get to the plant? Why don't we just look in buildings and loot the buildings?
Well, you wanted the plant. You gotta get to it to take it.
Yeah, I kind of don't want the plant now.
Well, then we could just all leave and not do anything.
Is there anything in the buildings?
You can go look.
I wanna...
There.
Ah,
Oh man, I'm so far at the bottom. I'm gonna go look in this building.
Okay. So are you just walking loud and proud? You trying to go
Oh
quiet?
yeah, I'll stealth.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
I will cast pass without trees on everyone. Good thing it is.
So loud and proud it is.
No, I
Because
cast without a
pass
tree.
without a trace, that's a 15.
I just imagine like Solana taking like a single leaf and then putting it on her head and walking really slowly.
Just covering her own eyes, like, if I can't see them, they can't see me.
Hey, that's logic.
Okay.
That works.
So, Solana,
I'll get 2 minutes.
as you start going, making your way over to this building as quietly as you can, I'm actually going to pop you right outside. So,
Okay.
and again, the walls are part of it is starting to crumble in as you sort of lean around and look into there. You see a couple of small boxes. Looks to be a satchel in one of the corners, and then sort of bumping into the wall, another one of those creatures.
Hey, I'm
Doesn't
going-
seem to have any notice of you, though. It's just
Which corner is the satchel in?
right beside him. So as he's walking and sort of bouncing into this northern wall, the satchel's right beside him.
My sleight of hand is. How much do I want this satchel? Not very much. Wait, might have some good stuff in it. Alright, can I try to sleight of hand this satchel?
Sure, go ahead and make a check.
I wish I was rolling higher.
It doesn't have very high perception.
Oh.
You tiptoe in. Like the wind, you're gone.
When I'm gone. Alright, I'm gonna run back down here where I was. Like, yo, found something. And I open
Okay,
it.
what's
Okay. So as you open up the satchel, and you find a small holder that looks like it once held 4 vials. The bottom of the bag, you see some broken glass, but 2 of the vials are still intact. Both of them have a strange shimmering red liquid in it.
Quinn, do you know what this is?
Let Let me take a look at it. What should I roll to? Let's see. I want to see if I recognize this first of all.
So
It
go
looks
ahead
a
and
lot
roll.
like what we picked up last time, doesn't it?
The red
Oh, we
healing
did?
potions. Does it look like that?
Looks exactly like that.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
hey y'all, this is a common, everyday, garden variety potion of giant strength. So here
Wait,
we
no.
go.
What?
Wait, I have one of those. Those look different.
I know. It's a healing potion.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the bag of holding. 2 of them?
Yep, 2.
Yay.
Just for funsies. Too. I'm gonna try it this time. I'm gonna stealth into the long one.
Okay. Go ahead and fucking 33. So as you go walking into the long one, much as Solana did, you see two individuals just walking into the walls in the corners. They seem to have no mind of you being there whatsoever.
These are creepy.
And
As
is there?
As you're looking through in the room, you see there looks to be a sort of torn, moldy bedroll. A lot of dirt in this room. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot left in this area. A couple of broken up crates. Looks like some rotted food. Nothing that's really jumping out and interesting.
Okay. Take a stab at this one. Would I need to re-roll my stealth roll?
Yeah, well, you're going back out into another location after searching around this one. I'll say, go ahead and advantage on the roll. Not that.
Yeah, so stealthy.
Melik doesn't even walk. Melik just teleports into the building.
Nice.
I look like and am Nightcrawler.
Damn.
And as Melik apparates in the room, sees 2 more of these creatures. One of them walking around, just sort of basically slow meandering in sort of a circle in this general vicinity right here, paying no mind whatsoever to your presence. As you're looking around, there's a couple of weapon rack along the right-hand wall from where you're standing. Has what looks to be a wooden club and a sickle on it.
Anything else? I mean, okay, can I like gain a check or something to see if they're worth anything?
Sure, go ahead and make a we'll say make this an investigation check. Okay. Dang you for rolling above what I had set it for. So let's see here. So the sickle you think looks to be in decent condition. If you were to buy it from a store, figure it would go for a gold. You figure you'd probably sell it for at least a good number of silver. The club looks to be a little beat up. You know, they typically sell for 1 silver. You'd probably get 5 or 6 copper out of it.
Well, I'm gonna stealth on out of here.
Okay. Even without pass without a trace, you're fine. Where are you heading to?
Y'all, this place is just toe up. Let's just go.
What about the plant? Should we stealth and steal the plant? No, I think that they'd come after us if we steal the plant. I'm really conflicted about this plant. Do I want the plant?
Well, if we do start a fight, how many creatures are we looking at here?
Oh, a lot.
Well, right now,
Extra in the
Solana, you
building,
know
everything.
of
Oh, I only know
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only know of 6 of them.
Okay, well, there's 6. And there's
Ma-
6 of us. So
Yeah, if you didn't mention that one, Malik, you would know of 9 of them.
My count says 9 so far, but there's still another. Give them in the room you're in, because I had a couple of bogeys in mine.
yeah, there was one in that room. Let me
2,
go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 of them so far, with another building that we haven't looked in.
Yeah. I stealthed over to that building.
Oh my god, you people are invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. So I'm going to go ahead and say you probably don't want to be standing right there.
Okay, I'm right here. Okay.
As you would have been standing on someone's head. You
Okay,
poke
yeah.
your head, look in this room, and you run into basically what Malik saw in the long room. You see a very sort of torn up, worn bedroll, a couple of crates and barrels that look like they have long since rotted food.
Does this place in the center have a room like the ziggurat did, or is it just a
No, it looks.
outside temple?
Yeah, it looks literally just like a scale model dropped down to like
Okay.
16th size. No, it's probably about 4 or 5 feet tall, if that. And on the top of it is this yellow and purple flower. Actually, as you are far away, are you? You get that same sort of very pleasant aroma coming from the flower.
Hmm. Alright, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna be like, guys, I think that they're all hypnotized by this flower, and if we take it, they're gonna come and beat us up with death. What do you think about that?
I would like to, be able to beat somebody up with death. That sounds cool.
Quinn
Wait,
is
no.
curious what happens if he were to light this place up.
And you know me, I'm all about hypnotizing, I guess. But why
Can I
not?
make an Arcana check to see if any hypnotizing magic is taking place right now?
Sure, go ahead and make your check. You don't get any arcane sense from this area at all.
Curious. Whatever this isn't magic.
Okay. Do you want me to speak with the plant?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds cool. I'd
Okay,
love to hear
can
what
I
this man
speak
has
with-
to say.
I love being a druid. It's so useful.
Especially in a jungle.
It's really helpful or really not helpful. Christy, you're a better druid than me. I'm just gonna speak with this.
Okay, so if you're trying to speak with that one up north,
Yep,
speak with plants is a 30-foot radius.
Alright, I'll
So
get close.
if you want to get close, you're gonna go ahead and make another stealth check if you're walking right up.
Right.
Okay. So as you go ahead and you cast your spell. What do you
So, why are all these guys walking around?
you get nothing for a good 3 or 4 seconds. Then you just get this push into your mind that says, mine.
What do they do for you?
Children.
Oh, okay.
And as you're sitting having this conversation with it, you start getting that same scent from the flower. Seems to be stronger now.
Okay.
Need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, great. Oh, good. I'm good at those.
You are fine.
Okay, well, it was nice speaking to you, and have a good day now with your kids. And I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna go. Let's go to the boat. These are all her children, the plants, and it's very possessive, and might have tried to get in my head.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
If there isn't any more garbage around here for us to pick up, maybe we should be on our way.
Yeah. Yep. That plant's pretty spooky. We should go.
I mean, on that note, Quinn, do you want to set this place on fire?
You know it.
Do it.
Alright. So anybody who's a little bit more than impermeable to fire should stand back.
I'm not impermeable.
Can we borrow your wand of fireballs?
Anyone who tends
No,
to
'cause I'm
wander
using
into
it.
my fireballs
Oh my god.
should step
How do
away.
I get farther?
Besides,
off
I'm
the
attuned to
plane?
it, so you can't really.
Lana's in the boat.
Okay, so Lana's taking off running.
Okay, so paint a picture of this for me, Matt. So okay, this yellow flower is in this room, and how many of its little thralls are around it, or whatever?
So it literally the yellow plant at the end in front of you is sitting on top of basically what looks to be like a 4-foot wide by 4-foot tall pyramid. As you're looking at it, immediately behind it are these two zombies, probably about 10 feet behind it. As you look in front of it, you can see a couple of others, and literally what you can see and what Quen would know from the group's conversation is literally what you're seeing right here. The others, you know that there are some in these other buildings, but the ones that are immediately around this flower are literally just the ones you can see.
But that's the only flower I see. Is that?
Yeah, it's literally, it seems like it's set on this pedestal.
Yeah, this is the Nope flower from Nope Land, and we should nope out of here.
Interesting. I want to nope it right in its flower grill, and I'm gonna cast Fireball. right with
Okay.
that thing
Lana's already
as
got a paddle in hand.
the center of it. Boop.
She's against destroying nature. Truly.
Everything dies.
Okay, and so is Quen is firing that off. Devonay, did you say you were using your wand to fire?
Yes, but I don't have the fireball spell up on my sheet.
Okay.
I don't believe. I forgot to add it.
Yep, no worries. Fireball, I believe, and is it? Quen, did you cast that at just level 3, right?
Yeah, just a level.
Yeah, so it's just 8d6 then, I think. Just double check. Fireball.
Look at it.
Yep, 8d6.
Yeah.
Okay. So they
That's
have,
a whole lot of ones and twos there.
Yeah.
So let's see. They have dexterity saves to make. And okay. And what's the radius on Fireball, Quen?
Let me.
150 feet, it says.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that's the range.
Oh, sorry.
20 feet.
Yeah, 20.
20-foot range. Okay, so I'll at least get a couple of them there. If we center it there and go 20 feet.
Oh, I'll be right back. I have to take a call.
Not a problem. Okay, so just hit those 3 there for the 2 of you. Let's see. Oh. Wow. We had a new viewer for a while. Barely Blender. I missed. I apologize. Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, they left?
Yeah, Moobot. Moobot obliterated Blender, man. We gotta talk to Michael about that because Moobot is. Yeah, well, if barely a Blender, if you happen to catch us on video on demand or anything like that, sorry we lost you due to Moobot's viciousness.
That's cruel.
Yeah, it's the vicious mistress. Much like Digitio said. Okay, con save for you. Holy hell. Oh wait, no, not a con save, it's a dex save. Oops.
Yep.
Hey, we'll take that, so that saves on... Okay, so we'll do Quen's first, so fail, save, fail. Okay, so let me just... So we have fail, saved, so it's half damage. Quen's, which is... Fail, save, fail. And then, no point in even rolling for that one. It's dead automatically. Next one, actually, if it makes it save, will survive. So that one. Okay, and actually. Okay, so it fails to save for. Actually, what is the save on the fireball wand? I don't have a clue.
I think it's 15.
I don't know if it's 15 or 13. Let me just double check here. I should remember this. I'm the one who gave it out. Fireball is DC 15, yeah, so that fails, so that is dead. Okay. You guys fire that off, and then we have our lovely little flower you have all shot at. That fails as well.
I don't know if I've ever seen a -3 before.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. It has a -4 for Dex.
Oh, wow.
And actually, now that I did that, I forgot to make a...
Could it have been worse?
For the other two, real quick. Okay. Yeah, so neither one of them. Okay. So the plant is still there.
Oh, cool.
The two zombies are, or the two other individuals are toast on the ground. Solana's in the boat. Melik, would you be doing anything?
You know, ironically, as the demon here, I don't actually have a fire-based magic, but sure. So why not? That thing's range is what, 60 feet? How much I got here? Not even close. No, I'm just watching.
Okay. Solana, you're in the canoe?
Already in action in case anyone, jumps on the canoe, but, I'm just in the canoe.
Okay, then we'll leave Azaka and Dragonbait with you.
Okay.
Okay. So as you two have now, between Quen and Devaney, have fired off a couple of fireballs down in front of them, and massive explosions have now racked this small pyramid in the distance. Those of you who are not in the canoe, so the three of you that are still up there, all of a sudden notice these shambling creatures turning to look at you.
I'm back.
Yeah, I told you not to do that.
And
Well, I'm for all getting in
Yeah.
the canoe and just leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
that's
these
their
things get
mother.
And
feisty,
they-
we'll peace.
all start moving towards you.
How fast? How fast are they moving?
Why did you do that?
The
It's
ones
just
you
a
can...
creepy
I wanted to see
sentient
what
plant
would
thing
happen.
with children. Zombie children.
You can see as they start to make their way out of the different buildings they were in. They don't seem to have a huge amount of speed. But there are some that are getting
Well,
We gotta
rather
wait until they
close.
finish moving.
Yeah.
And it looks like they got feisty, so bye.
Yeah, let's get in the canoe. If we still want to fight them, we can fight them from the water.
Whatever, we can take them. Come on.
for what?
Devonay's getting in the canoe.
Devonay, ugh, I thought we were on this together. Fine.
We were, and then I'm leaving.
Ugh. Alright, well, I guess I'll follow our de facto leader into the canoe.
Okay. So we will for Izak. So as you guys are packing up, getting into the canoe, all of you manage to get in because you're only about 15-20 feet and start shoving it back into the water. What we'll do is we'll just say, for argument's sake, there's the water line, and we're going to... You do not mind if I move the buildings with... Yep, buildings are coming with me. Oh well. I'm gonna bump them back a little bit. They wouldn't be quite that close on top of you. So as you guys are getting into the canoe, getting it into the water, as they all continue to run down. Again, forgive the ones that are just running through buildings, because the buildings aren't there at this point. Come on.
I yell, I'm sorry to the yellow plant. It was not my idea. I know it can't understand me, but that's okay.
If you were close enough, it actually would be able to, because that spell has 10-minute time frame.
I'm not going back in there. Those plants, that plant doesn't know that I didn't. This wasn't my idea.
So as you guys are all in the canoe and heading down, is anyone doing anything as you're starting to, canoe your way down the river?
Paddling.
So Solana's paddling.
Devonay will
Devonay will what?
help with the paddling.
Okay. Quen Melik.
Can I take a quick pox shot? For
Sure.
I've
fun?
done nothing to you.
Okay, that'll definitely hit. So go ahead and roll some damage. Okay. And which
Instead
one
of
you
just
going for?
taking six.
The closest one to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Solana inwardly questions this meaning of life and
Quen
why it
will
is this
shoot
senseless.
longbow attack at the same one Melik shot at.
Okay. You guys keep sort of drifting down. That'll hit as well, so go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, you can see this one that you guys are peppering is definitely taking some damage. As the rest of you seem to be pedaling away, these things are starting to chase down to the shore. Actually, this one actually has enough space. Is going to take what passes for a running leap at the canoe.
Ooh, I get my held action then. Right?
Yep. So let's see if it can make the jump. So go ahead and release your.
Nope.
Nope. So as you go to, and I don't think it's going to save this, as you go to fire your shot, as this thing is sort of shambling towards you and goes to leap, it stumbles, and you're watching it, knowing what it's going to do, fire up to where it should have jumped to. It misses horrendously, and misses grabbing onto the side of the canoe as well, and is now, we'll stick him right here, but is just sort of floating in the water beside the canoe next to you.
God, what did I tell you?
He's just floating.
These
For now.
ones are all still moving down, following the ley line as a group.
I don't faster.
Oh, wait, but if they're bunching up like this, I mean, you know.
You guys continue sailing down the river as Solana, Azaka, and Dragonbait, and I think Devaney said you were helping with the paddling as well. Okay, what's everyone doing?
Paddling.
Paddling.
Now,
I should say
I will invoke my shatter.
Pelican Quen.
One more of these.
Okay, and that's a 20-foot radius.
But so it's just
Get those. You can hit actually all 6 of them.
in 10 foot.
Okay.
It's a 10-foot radius, I think.
It's a 10-foot? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you do 10, you can hit these 3, or you can go high in these 3 up here if you want.
Hit the ones that are in our immediate range. I think we'll be long gone by the time these guys shamble their way down here.
Okay. So, these are all Constitution saves for these guys. I have 3 to make. First one fails. Second makes it. Third fails. Okay. So that one that is currently in the water is alive, barely. Yeah. Next one next to it seems to be in still in pretty good condition. The other one looks to be quite roughed up. Quen, anything you're doing as the group is continuing to paddle you down the river?
I really want to light them up, y'all. I really do. I really just want to see what they look like illuminated. But I know we're doing
Men
this
just
now.
want to watch the world burn.
You know what? It's summertime, and y'all are gonna feel the burn. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a firebolt.
Okay, who are you picking at?
The one that's in the water, I guess, or no, let's see, what's that one look like again?
You can tell he's taking a couple of smacks, but he's still on his feet.
I want that one. I want to get that one.
Bring me your
Okay.
healthiest survivor.
So that will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll some damage. Okay. Now it is looking scorch marks as this flaming bolt slams into its body. And you can see some of the leaves that are on the vines on its arm start to burn away. And that creature is still on its feet.
My goodness.
Yikes.
The one that is in the water, actually you guys are going to be further down. It's going to move what little it can in the water and make an attack with disadvantage at the closest person. Actually, we didn't really say what order you were in the canoe, so who would be in the back of the canoe?
probably be me.
Probably would be.
Okay. So it's given it is in the water swiping at you, this does have disadvantage. So it's reaching out of the water up at the canoe.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
The next one is going to basically do the same thing the first one did and try to take a jump at the canoe. And that will actually make it,
Great.
landing in the canoe next to you.
Great.
Oh no!
And as it is standing there, we are going to... Well, let's see, it's got 3 of you in range the way you guys are... The way you just randomly fell, so we're just going to roll. And the attack is actually coming at Quen.
Good, because I want to beat Quen already.
Rebuke this fool.
And it's a 9. I don't think that's going to hit.
Nah.
Uh,
Silly zombie.
This other idiot doesn't know any better is going to do the same thing. And that is actually going to fail. So
Yep.
we're going to stick him just sort of over here as he is now stuck in the water. Actually, make a dex save. Yeah, it's not good. Dex isn't good enough to save it. So it lands in the water beside the canoe, can't do anything. Rest of them continue on their path as
Great.
the majority of you... Oop, no. Well, actually, no, we're just going to do this and then I'll put that other guy back.
Oh, great.
As this one comes over this way, but you guys are still making your way down the river away. You just now have to be taking one of them with you.
Yeah.
What is the party doing?
I'm
Actually, we'll say
gonna take
Devaney and Solana. Is there anything you two would do different where Quen and Melik have been dealing with these two? Now you've got one in the canoe with you.
Yeah, I drop my paddle. I say, Quen. Gosh darn it. And I hit it with my quarterstaff.
Okay, go ahead and make a
Flail.
roll. So that will hit. So go ahead and roll damage for me. Okay. Let's see here. So as you slam your quarterstaff into this thing and you watch as the light leaves its eyes as the body just crumples and collapses in the canoe.
I make an ugly face and I just... Not my turn anymore. I'm so angry that you guys provoked these guys. Why'd you do it?
Okay. Devaney, anything you'd be doing? Or did you just
I'm
watch
still-
slam this one?
Still paddling.
Okay, Quen and Melik, back to you two.
Okay, so Quen, I want to do another fireball. Don't hate me, everybody. But I want it to be focused in, let's see, here? Let's see, so it's a 20-foot radius. Yeah, so it'll just barely not get Azaka and Devaney, but it will get majority of those zombies.
Okay, so go ahead and make a roll for me, and we'll see what we're dealing with here.
Do it.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we have a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 8 dexterity saves coming. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
Wow, these are some
Okay.
dexterous zomboids.
Okay, so first one fails. That's What was it? It was 17 damage. Okay. First one failed. Second one saves. Third one, your DC was a 14, yeah, so third one saves. Fourth one fails. Nope. Fifth one saves. Sixth one fails. Seventh one saves. That is going to be... Okay. Eighth one saves. Okay. So you have done a decent chunk of damage and managed to knock out another one of them.
Ooh, go me.
And Devaney, you get a strong scent of burning flesh as this fireball is mere inches from your face as the explosion radiates out. And with that, it brings us over to Melik. Melik, would you be doing anything during this plea?
Lord, we got one that's still up. How's he looking?
He's got some scorch marks on him. He doesn't seem to be in great condition, but not horrible.
Great, but not horrible. Let me ask you this: would it take an action for me to like shimmy over to maybe like this edge of the boat where this guy's corpse is or was?
No, not to. That would just be your movement.
So yeah,
You guys really aren't full tilt going because there's only a couple of you that are paddling.
I'm just gonna stand on this guy's body and cast Thunderwave, because why not? Put in a 15-foot cube originating from you, so 15 feet in front of me.
Okay, so basically that is a... Oh.
It'll get that guy. Maybe it'll knock him out of the way.
No, but it'll get us too.
Well, it will hit
No,
Glenn.
No,
I
it's a
can take
15
it.
foot. It's a 15-foot cube ejected from the person. It's not radial.
Okay.
But it does go off to the side. A little bit.
Right. So where they're standing side by side. Let me grab my draw shape here. Melik has the ability, and I run this from Michael. I apologize for the gray, but Melik could literally make the 15-foot cube look like that.
Okay.
And that way,
Awesome.
it's not hitting any of the group. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to.
Oh, come on.
I gotta
Okay,
love
well-
Thunderwave.
Old
Okay.
school.
What level do you want? I can cast it. What level do you want me to cast that?
2.
Okay, so what's your what's your spell save, Melik? Is it 15 as well?
15, yeah.
Okay. But we'll say where it's your spell. Go ahead. It is a. Oh, you said casting at level 2, so there's going to be 3d8.
Oh, there you go.
Let's go ahead and if you want, well, you have a choice. You can use select to you.
Oh, that one was pretty good. But it's mine, so I'll live with it.
Okay. So as you look, it is in rough shape, but it is still on its feet. Well, as
Well, it
much
should've
as
gotten
something
knocked
swimming
away.
could be. Oh, that's right. It's a pushed. So it is pushed back up onto shore and up a little hill. As you guys continue along your path.
I go, whoa, guys, do you want to just finish this once and for all and steal the yellow flower, or do you want to keep on going?
If this
Flower.
did you say the yellow flower like tried to take over your mind? I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
sure I
we-
want a yellow flower that does that.
But we can put it in the bag of holding.
Put it in
No,
Put it in
just
the bag.
just leave it. Just leave it.
Okay, let's
We can kill these guys, but just leave the flower.
I
Okay.
can make it into my familiar.
How would it move? Flowers don't have legs.
Fine.
So what's the party doing?
I
Are we
mean,
staying or
at
are we
the
going?
very- at the very least, we can examine the pyramid that it was inside of.
Well, not without making saves and. Oh, what the heck?
Well, how about this? We stay in the boat, because then it's harder for them to get to us, and we fight them from here.
Okay, I'll cast Earth Tremor.
Well, before you do that, they're all going to come running up. Because
Okay.
you guys just finished a wave, and didn't I expected you guys to run more, so I did have you roll initiative. So we're just running the lot of you and then a lot of them.
Okay.
So as this one comes running up again, makes its leap into the canoe once more,
Oh my god.
and this one, after being knocked away by Melik, is actually going to take a swipe at Melik, and apparently do nothing. The next three, actually only two of them are going to have the distance needed to try to jump on. One will make it, one is in the water. This one is going to land right next to Devaney. You're the nearest target, so it's taking a swing at you. Doing nothing. This one can't get close enough. These guys are all going to run over as well. Now it's back to you guys.
Now there are two in the boat.
There are two conscious, two alive in the boat, one in the water next to the boat, two on the shore right next to it.
This is the most ridiculous fight ever.
Well, if we all had paddled, maybe we could have avoided it, but no, we didn't.
Remember that time I said don't piss off the sentient plant and her children? I feel like I'm repeating myself. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna call lightning.
Okay.
And so it'll be a 60-foot, radius around here. And then I'll
Yeah.
just call it down on individuals, I guess.
So, make your roll, and who's your first target?
I'm gonna do the one next to Devaney.
Okay. Ooh. Dexterity save. These have not been their strength today.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so that is an epic failure. And let me just take a quick peek here. Okay. Okay, Devaney, I need a dexterity saving.
Oh, I'm sorry, Devaney.
Azaka needs to make one, and the
Oh.
other zombie needs to make one. It's a 5-foot
Oh.
radius from your target.
I am so sorry. I did not read the spell properly.
Somehow Gwen is gonna get blamed for this.
Yeah, probably. Well, if Quen hadn't thrown the first fireball.
Exactly.
I suggested it. I'll take the blame.
Good. Dexterity for Azaka. Okay.
Nice.
So, Devaney,
Good
you
job,
and
guys.
Azaka, that's 23 had, you each take 11 damage. The other two, the other hand, I don't think they can even make the saves high enough, but and actually 23. Yeah, no, so this guy drops. This one was, yeah, nope. This guy drops as well. Then Azaka, still with the paddle in hand, is just glaring at you at the moment.
I'm
Solana.
sorry, Zaka.
Yeah. So that's Solana, Devaney, Quen, Malik. What would you three be doing?
Still in our boat?
You have none alive in the boat right now. You have one in the water right in front of, well, almost
Okay,
right in
but
front of
can
you,
I, like-
Malik.
We're in our boat. Does anyone need a heal?
Maybe Debonair.
Well, I'm down 20 hit points so far, so be nice.
What that means, that's gonna miss, and it is pot shot healing time.
Okay, so that's 3 down. Quen, what would you be doing?
Quen is going to kill all of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Shatter. I don't think I have any more level slots. No, so I'm gonna do level 2. There we go. And let me just reflect what the radius is on Shatter again.
I can barely hear what you're
Thank you.
saying.
Thank you.
Um,
That's greatly appreciated.
Shit. 60-foot range. I am having.
So where are you casting it?
I'm trying to decide where I can't seem to locate the radius of Shatter.
I believe Malik said it was 10 feet.
10-foot radius? Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, well, so that's.
Yep, 10-foot
I'm
radius.
Yeah, I'm gonna center it right there. So that should get all of them.
Okay, I'm sorry, where was it?
Let me do it again. Right here?
Okay. 10-foot radius, we got him, he's dead. Yep, so it'll get 3 out of him. Okay, so we have some constitution saves to make. Fail, save, fail. Okay. This one fails.
And there's a pushback again.
This one saves. No, Thunderwave does the pushback, Shatter
okay.
doesn't. This one fails. Okay, and that'll bring us to Malik. Wait, no, Malik did the crossbow, so that's...
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this one in the water is going to make a attack with disadvantage at Malik, being you're the closest one on that side, and still trying to taking swipes. Holy hell! Will an 18 hit?
Hello?
Yeah, I didn't hear Malik.
Yes, it hits.
Okay. So you're going to take 6 damage as this creature just sort of floundering in the water, just up and swipes up with its arm, and as its arm connects with you, and you fire down your.
Just point at it.
Okay, so as it just hits you, and then you see the scorch marks traveling down the head and down along the vines back, just starts to float face down in the water.
Nobody messes with the white mage.
Okay.
Ooh.
The two that are
Mage.
on either side of it are going to make leaps to try to get onto the canoe. First one fails, second one makes it. So this one is now in the water. This one is, I'm going to stick it over here, but we'll just say it's landed right in front of you, Malik. And then it's going to take a slam attack at you. Miss horrendously. These two are going to continue to run down as far as they can get towards you guys. This one is going to do the same and is going to make a leap to come at Devaney in the back of the canoe. Miss epically and land in the water. And is in the water, so going to take a swipe up with disadvantage trying to get to Devaney, and that's a 4. And that is going to end them. Actually, I'm going to get rid of these corpses real quick. Clear this up a little bit. Okay, so that brings us back to the group.
I'm gonna do my
We're just going to stick...
my whole light.
There we go. Okay, so you're going to do Call Lightning again? Which one?
I'm gonna do it in this radius, so it'll hit this. I don't want to hit Devaney, so it's not gonna
Okay, well,
hit
it's
Devaney, right?
a 5-foot radius.
Oh, it's a 5-foot radius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I can get these two.
Oh, if you call it on this one right here, you can hit this one. Well, yeah, I wouldn't get Devaney, so you'd be able to hit this one and hit 4 of them.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So let me
Let's go ahead and make your roll for that one.
Oh, that was
Okay.
not a good one.
First one fail. Second saves.
Whoa.
Third fail. Fourth fail. Okay.
Oh, this might be like, I guess, like a metagame question. Does anything happen to them because they're in water and it's lightning?
Mm, if there's already a storm of ruin, according to the spell.
Oh, thank you. That saves me the flip.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
If there was a storm, it'd add an extra d10.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know what the weather is, so.
We rolled for it before you guys actually got shot, and it was more the same.
Okay.
Okay, so this one saved, so it was half. Oops. Okay, this one failed. And this one failed. Okay, so 4 of them are looking to be in quite rough shape, with one of them still looking to be perfectly fine. Okay. We'll jump over to Devaney in the back. What would you be doing?
So Devaney puts down her paddle and digs out her swords and starts stabbing things.
Finally. Yeah, I got this one. That was some
Finally.
dedication.
Well, I think I just
Devaney.
missed my turn last round, so I just kept paddling. It was
Oh.
all right. You guys were handling it fine. I'll start with the one in front of Azaka, I guess.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and take a swipe for me. Okay, that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll some damage. Okay. Okay, so as you watch, as this creature attacked into, and you watch the light fade from the face, and it starts to look like it's going to collapse. All of a sudden, the body jerks back, and the head just cranes a little and turns to look at you.
Stab it again.
Okay. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay. And once more, as you carve through it again, the lights go out, and the body jerks back up again. And the head turns and looks at you once more.
So Devaney remembers this happening before. Oddly enough, while we were running away and zombies were chasing us in our canoe. And those other zombies, it was a long time ago, actually. So she'll just stab it again.
Okay, go ahead. And that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And once more, the head droops and
Oh my goodness.
falls back up again.
Devaney sort of stomps in frustration. Somebody else try.
Okay, so we've had Devaney, Solana, Melik, and Melik. What's next?
Melik and Melik. All right. Anybody need a heal?
You should stab this zombie. See how many times we can stab it before it dies.
I'm gonna pull out my battle axe. Nope.
8 will not hit as Melik goes to take a swipe, and just the weight of the canoe starts to rock a little bit, and you just swing a little high and miss over the head.
John. Okay.
Don't hit the canoe. You put a chip in it.
Okay, so Melik is missed with that. Quen, what would you be doing?
Okay, so seeing Devaney really get into the action like that has inspired Quen, and he shouts, "Yeah, that's the right idea!" And he's gonna leap from the canoe, do a beautiful somersault forward, land right there and stick it. And I can totally roll for this if you want.
Go ahead and make it either athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh, it is flawless.
It's so gorge, y'all. And then I'm gonna take out Bookmark. I'm gonna stab that guy with Bookmark, and at the same time cast Green Flame Blade with it to attack and have the fire shoot out and hit that one next to it. And that's gonna be.
So it's definitely going to hit, so go ahead and roll your damage with Bookmark. Okay.
And then 1d8. Oh, it's just a little spark. Oh wow.
Yep, so let's see here. Okay. So with this one. Did that not? Come on, do what I'm telling you.
What's your spellcaster?
Okay. So as Quen, as you land and drive Bookmark into this creature in front of you, the body starts to go limp, and then the head jerks back, and the eyes lock on yours. As Green Flame jumps to this creature over here. Okay, so that brings us back to the 4 of them. So we've got 1 in the water, making a swipe at disadvantage at Devaney again.
Oh my god.
6 is going to miss. We have 1 in the canoe next to Melik, and Azaka and Solana is going to take a swipe at Melik. I think a 14 is your AC, right, Melik?
Gotcha.
So that'll be 2 bludgeoning damage to you. This one that's in the water is going to make a strength check to try to crawl. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I just get to do that.
At that point, you just blow a hole in his into the center of this thing, and it just collapses.
Nice.
In his whole scene.
Good job.
Okay, this one is going to make a slam attack on Quen. That is a 19, and I think that is your AC with the spells thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. That is 6 damage to Quen. This one in the water was going to make a strength check to try to get into the canoe. And it's not having any luck. It's barely staying afloat. And this one is going to run over and make another attack on Quen. And that's another 19.
Oh, jeez, are you lucky?
And that'll be 8 points on to Quen.
Okay.
And that will bring us back over to the group of you, and we will actually start this time with Quen, where Quen's almost getting surrounded by these things on the shore.
That's okay. Actually, so for the last attack, can I use my reaction, please? And I'm gonna use shield.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So, don't mark off that you took that 8 damage then.
Okay. Yeah. And then that lasts until my next turn. Cool.
Yep, so that's it, which is now. So you'd have shield on
right,
that one
that's
attack,
right.
and now
Yeah,
it's your
that's
turn,
right.
so.
That makes sense. Okay, cool.
So what are you doing?
Oh gosh. I didn't know this was gonna happen. I'm gonna cast Sword Burst.
Okay. Let's see, and actually I forgot to set
I don't
that
think
one that way.
I haven't cast a Sword
Okay,
Burst
so
yet this game.
dexterity save, okay. And it is 5 feet, okay, so. And what's your DC? Is it a
It is 14.
Okay, so first one saves, second one fails. So go ahead and roll your damage. It's going to be 2d6.
Wow, I'm just
Okay.
coming up on those damage roll ones.
You know,
Awesome. This
you
is
and
great.
Devonay had that with the fireball one too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess so.
okay, so that's action. Any bonus action or movement?
Yeah. So I'm going to use Misty Step, and I'm gonna teleport right there. So for a moment, I transform into mist, and then coalesce 30 feet away.
Okay, so that'll bring us along. Melik, what you doing? Melik, what you doing?
Okay, we got these 3 boys.
Three planty boys.
You got 4 left. 2 in the water, 2 on the shore.
I've taken enough damage that gonna hit.
Okay.
Man!
Which one you shooting at?
At this buddy.
Okay, so go ahead and roll some damage. That actually hits. Okay. As you watch as the crossbow bolt slams into the chest, and once more it starts to slump over and jerks back up, looking across at you.
A healing potion?
It's in the bag of holding.
Bonus action? bag. Shoot, it's in the bag.
It's-
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's in the bag, and it's technically an action to drink them.
okay, well, there's 7 for me.
There you go. Okay.
That's fine.
How you looking?
I'm at 1 point minus my max.
Okay, so you're good.
I looking fine.
Okay.
Devaney, Solana, what would you two be doing?
I'm looking at the one in the water behind me. I can stab it, right?
Oh yeah, it's only a couple of feet below you. It's a reason I'm giving it disadvantage is it's actively trying to keep itself afloat and swipe up at you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stab at it.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll for me. First one's gonna miss.
Well, there's my one for the day, hopefully.
Making your so that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, let's see. And as you carve down into it that time, this one seemed to have better luck with. Slash through it and it just goes belly up, floating in the river.
Alright.
I can't reach the other one. Is that other one's in the water?
It's in the water, but it's not like right up against you guys. And you can try making an attack at it from your distance. I'd say you'd have to lean out of the canoe, take a swipe at it, and say you can do it. You just have disadvantage on it.
Nah, I'll just let it be.
Okay.
Let them come to me.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna off of this guy. Cast my call lightning again.
Okay, so go ahead and roll some damage for me. Dexterity save, so fail, fail, fail. Okay. That actually... Okay, so let's see here. Constitution saves. Okay. So, middle one falls down. The one that is sort of in the water is trying to climb up the canoe and failed as you watch as it starts to go limp in the water. And then the head jerks back up and it starts reaching and clawing towards the canoe.
Oh, of course it does. Okay. That's it.
Okay, so that'll bring us back over to the two that are living now. So this one is once more going to try to scramble into the canoe with you guys. Again, it's going to fail. And this one is going to charge and try to jump into the canoe. And that it makes it. Is going to land right next to Melik and take a slam at Melik. And miss epically.
Good.
That brings us along to the party. This is... What's everyone doing?
I'm gonna... I don't have it. Someone else go first.
Firebolt. I'm going to cast Firebolt at the guy still in the water.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yay!
Hey, go ahead and roll your damage. And he is now
Good job, Devaney.
cooked and slowly floating in the water. And there is one left in the canoe right next to Melik and Solana.
I'll poke it.
And that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, it is still on its feet.
Oh, can I poke it again? I'm gonna poke it again.
Do you have 2 attacks?
Yeah, don't I? At level 5?
I don't know. Never played a druid.
I don't know. That's a feat.
I know fighters do. Let me just check real quick.
Never mind then.
Fighters get all the attacks, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rangers do too. Sorry, I mean playing a Ranger too.
No worries.
Yeah, Rangers definitely
Okay.
do that.
So Malik, you have one slightly living creature right beside you.
Wait, no, I'm gonna cast
do?
healing word on myself
Oh, okay.
if I can. Okay, I'm up 5. There you go.
It's only
Sorry.
slightly living.
Only slightly. It looks like it's in pretty rough shape. Not that rough. But you know what? We'll say go ahead and roll damage because technically, even though Dragonbait's got the paddling, he's not really paying attention. You are flanking it, so go ahead and roll damage.
Yee!
I got you.
It hurts. It now looks like it's in slightly worse shape, and that brings
My
us
job.
to Quinn. That'll bring us towards you. There's one left. It's in the canoe, standing where you were standing just a
Or
short
the
while ago.
flower.
Wow. Okay. I'm kind of too far away to do really anything. I'm gonna cast Firebolt at it. Just gonna
Oh, okay.
aim
all of
it
us?
there. Yeah,
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm actually aiming for Azaka because I haven't killed a guide lately. So
When?
no,
Quinn, your summer.
I'm hitting the zombie.
You said you're aiming at Azaka?
No, I'm kidding. I was kidding. It's a joke. No, I'm hitting the zombie in the boat.
Okay, and with that one falls down as well. You have now wiped all of them out. All you have left is a flower if you're choosing to deal with it or
Like-
not.
I do. I want to. I want to deal with it.
Can we rest so I can talk to it again and say we're sorry?
No.
Before we kill it?
No, let's not kill it. Let's just say we're sorry and leave.
Why? I don't want to say sorry to a flower plant. Okay, so Quen is gonna stand at the edge of the river here, and because Firebolt has like 120
Oh
foot
my
range,
god,
which
okay.
is crazy, and I'm just gonna shoot Firebolts at it.
Okay. So what would anyone else be doing?
Watching.
Devonay is staying in the canoe.
Solana?
Calling out to the flower, I am so sorry we killed you and all your children.
Okay, Melik?
I'm sitting pretty. I'm enjoying the show.
Good.
Wrenching my dagger out of this thing that I don't even know why I have
Another
anymore.
level 3 spell. I can't speak with the plants.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
I
is-
flung a firebolt at this flower thing, and I rolled a 25 to
Yep.
hit.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Awesome. What happens?
It's still sitting there.
I'm gonna do it again.
Well, you got to roll for attack again.
Right. Okay,
Stop
let's do this.
hitting the flower.
No.
That'll hit as well, so go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, there we go. We're doing this.
And as you hit it with that bolt, you watch as the flower goes up in flames.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it again for good measure.
And your firebolt just misses and drifts off into the forest behind it.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend like that one didn't happen, and I'm gonna do it again. Does that hit?
Okay, let me pull it back up here. I think
guessing
it
so.
does.
16 before.
Yep, that'll hit. It's... The fire is still on fire.
Okay.
Fire's on fire.
I'm gonna approach it until I can make out what it looks like if it's like doing it. So how far
It's a pile of fire.
do I go until I notice that it is like not alive anymore. I guess. Well, until I can see that the flower is like burned to like ash.
You probably have to get within like 20 or 30 feet of it. But as you're walking up, I mean, it's like you stuck dried flowers in your fireplace.
Oh.
It's literally just.
Okay. Were there like vines like going into the pyramid it was on top of that we could see, or?
Oh, and any plant matter that was there has now been burnt.
Okay, so Quen is gonna approach the pyramid where it was. Do I see any openings or whatever immediately? Like, let's say I'm like 20 feet from the pyramid. Do I see any
Go ahead and make an
openings in it?
investigation check.
Okay. Shit.
As you sort of circle around it a couple of times, you see a couple of dead, zombie bodies, but it literally looks like it was just a pyramid-shaped platform for the flower to sit on. No openings that you see. No, like, creases or seams in the stone that you're noticing.
Can I check for any illusions in it? Like, actually investigate, like, the physical side of the wall and, like, see...
Yeah, with that roll, you can walk around, tap every single stone on it. Take you about half an hour or so to check them all. But if you spend the time, you find they're all stone.
Wow, okay. I want to look at the other pyramids too and see what else is around. I want to spend time doing that. How long?
Try and get in the boat.
The others weren't pyramids. They were basically remnants of buildings that had been partially collapsed.
Oh, okay.
And they've sort of already been explored by Melik and Solana.
Okay. Well, alright then. I guess this is goodbye, Flower Pyramid. It was really nice meeting you. I loved it here. I had a great time. I had a great day. Let's get in the boat. I leap back into the boat, and
Solana is seething.
And I push out one of the corpses into the river where I was sitting.
Okay, and you said you're jumping back into the boat, so go ahead and make another acrobatics or athletics.
There we go.
Not quite as pretty this time, so boat's a little uneven, but still managed to land it fairly.
And before Quen gets back in the boat while he's still walking, Devaney's going to look over at Solana and say, "Kids these days."
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna push the corpses out of the boat before we leave.
And you guys have no problem getting them out. It's
okay.
Plenty of vines on them to grab a handhold, chuck them out. Mr. Producer, let's follow the flag back over to our map here.
I'm not navigating.
And you were already navigating.
Yeah, I'm not navigating anymore. I'm sitting in the back, seething with my egg.
Solana, you're the best navigator we have. You gotta navigate.
Azaka knows where we're going.
True enough.
So as you guys continue along for the rest of the day, some of you trapped in your own mind and reliving the experiences with your recent excursion into the ruins. Comes to the evening, time to set up camp for the night. You manage to find a fairly secure looking spot off to the side, a couple of trees and a little concert you can put it in, sort of get the feeling of having your back to a wall without being too walled in and too pinned. How do you want to handle watch?
I will take second.
Solana's gonna go into her tent and not come out with her egg.
Devaney will take last watch.
Quen will take first and second watch. He's feeling very bold right now.
Okay.
Take third.
He just lit up a whole, like, weird flower, but he was a little mad that he couldn't find anything, though.
Okay, so I need 2 perception checks from Quen and 1 each from Melick and Devon.
Dang.
Very nice. Is there anything in specific anyone would be doing this evening?
Quen is going to be taking his watch very seriously and will be very attentive in his rounds and be very focused, as evidenced by his perception checks.
Oh, okay, so is you all go through your watches, some quicker than others, as Quen volunteered to take 2. And evening seems to pass without issue. As you start to come to consciousness in the morning, as Devonay's finishing up her watch, the weather is more of the usual for you guys. A little bit of rain, a little bit of humidity, a little bit of overcast, but still enough sunlight making its way through that it's not completely unbearable.
Nice.
You guys get yourselves situated. Solana, specifically you, what would you be doing this morning, given your quick retreat to your tent yesterday evening?
Finish sulking. She'll reluctantly make breakfast for everyone.
Okay, so is dinner... everything goes through. You guys prepare yourself for a day of travel. The day is yours. What's everyone doing?
Quen is he's a little mellower today. He's actually really quite thirsty, and he's wondering where that alchemy jug is again today.
Oh yeah.
We should put that in the bag of holding.
Okay, bag of holding.
Well, it's in somebody's possession currently.
Not mine.
It was in
Never had.
Devonay's the last I checked, I think.
Yeah, because you looked through her bags.
Well, you also announced to the group it was in there. So Quen will ask Devonay, you know what makes rolling down the river even better? Fruit and wine. Can I have the jar of alchemy?
Well, you could if it was a jar, but last I checked it was a jug.
Jug? A jug of alchemy water, please?
Sure, and she's smirking at you, knowing she's just teasing you.
I know. You're so funny, Devonay. So Quen will take the alchemy jug and he will look at it deeply for a moment and think about just the most delicious red wine sangria with plenty of berries and citrus fruits in it, and we'll say sangria.
Oh, okay, so as Quen does this, and Quen looking into it, you hear the familiar bubble as the alchemy jug manages to fill up with said beverage. So you guys are preparing to head out.
Dibs. After yesterday, dibs. Seriously.
Alright, hey Solana, do you want to make a toast?
To living and let living.
Yes. Even
Yeah.
if the said living creates zombies. Yeah.
They weren't hurting nobody. No,
They were hurting my ego because they should have been disintegrated in that first fireball. I was really upset at that.
Okay, Melik's gonna pour himself a glass and ask politely that there is no passive aggressiveness nor antagonizing around the sangria jug.
Okay.
I agree.
I cheers
agree.
to that.
Good rule. Good
And I-
rule. Cheers. Cheers, big ears.
Yeah.
So who
And
is?
I'm gonna break my own rule. Excuse me. Big ears.
You got horns, not ears.
I'm pretty sure tieflings also have ears.
Well, yeah, but with the horn first.
They do have big ears, actually.
Okay,
But so do
okay.
elves, though, so it's like we're all big ears over here.
This is true.
Speak for yourself. My ears are nice and petite.
I whisper over to Melik and I say, yeah, I bet her great grandma was a wood elf. Look at the lobes on that.
Solana is a wood elf.
No, about Devaney.
What did I say about passive aggression and antagonizing? And then we go before this gets weird.
It already is weird. I'm just gonna roll survival at this point.
So Salada's like, yeah, I'm out.
Ah, I
Okay,
can't even use my DM's inspiration because that's.
Well, I could just roll 20 it.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
I'm not 20 it. Sorry.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, good.
So as Salada has been partaking of the sangria jug with the others and is
A lightweight.
yeah, it looks to be a little under the weather. Devonadia is apparently taking over, decided to take over navigating for the day.
Devaney, you awesome.
So, Devaney, as you start poking around and taking a look at the map and how your travel has gone, you realize you have traveled a little more north than you had initially intended to. So you managed to get the group back on track. What speed are you pushing the group at?
Just regular pace.
Oh, okay.
There's a place called
And actually-
Itazla. That's funny.
Actually, I forgot you guys were canoeing it, so you actually move 2 things a day. You're heading a little out of your way, but now you've got basically heading back down in the right direction. So as you start on your way, traveling through the first few hours, everything seems to be running fine. Gets to be about lunchtime or so, and I want everyone to go ahead, or what would everyone be doing during the canoe trip?
Polishing the egg.
Okay.
Not poison frog legs. It tastes good now.
Wait, what?
Not poison frog leg. Okay.
I am so confused.
He said not
Aren't
poison.
poison.
Not poison frog legs would taste good right now.
Oh, that okay. They're like polishing the egg. No, poison frog legs. I got really confused. Oh, okay. Quen, what would you be doing?
Quen is. What time of day is it?
It's about
Describe
noontime.
the weather today. What's the weather like today?
Same as usual. Slight sort of misty haze. Get a
Mm,
couple of sprinkles of overcast. That sort of moisture in the air where you know it's raining, but it's not coming through the tree canopy. So you get a couple of drips here and there, but not really anything to write home about.
Oh, okay. So Quen is he, is everybody rowing right now? I guess so. I guess Quen's rowing. I was like, I want Quen to take a nap, but I think that might be rude, considering everyone else rowing. Quen will do his best to row and is probably with Melik singing corny songs while they row
Out frog legs.
about frog legs and about
Jesus.
getting the runs from eating frog legs.
Okay, so I want everyone to go ahead and, well, everyone with the exception of Devonay, who is taking care of the navigation for the day, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Ooh, one stroke.
Okay. So, Solana, you are
You
the
didn't notice
only
it.
one who notices this. So go ahead and roll a d6.
Yay!
Okay.
Oh,
So, you actually see, and let me find it here. Come on. There we are. Okay. So you can see hanging on a tree a little ways in front of you, about 20 or so yards up on the right-hand side, is a couple of strange-looking fruit that you've seen once or twice before. As your group is recognized, it is the dancing monkey fruit
Ah, I
that
go
you
mill
have.
it. There's some dancing monkey fruit if you want it.
Check for frogs. A double perception and look for frogs.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a hey, give me a perception check. Okay, so as you're sort of looking down in the river along the shore, as Solana's trying to point out this the dancing monkey fruit to you, you can see a couple of frogs in the like playing in the weeds and the reeds right next to the shoreline.
Okay. Try and sleight of hand these fruit.
Well, you'd have to jump out of the canoe. They're not in the river with you. So you guys could pull over to the side and jump out and go up and collect them, definitely.
Like, those dancing monkey fruit were like a fun gag back in the day, but it's old hat, and last time we pulled it over, it didn't go so well for the party or our morale. So I say we just keep going.
This is true.
Devaney turns around and is like, "Hey, what are you guys talking about? You said something about stopping."
Nope. Keep it on.
Let's keep on.
Right on.
All right, well, keep going.
Okay. So as you guys continue along your way, lunchtime turns into early afternoon, afternoon turns into early evening, and you're getting further along. Azaka seems to be getting a little bit more excited as you seem to be drawing closer to the to your agreed upon location. As you are, let me see if I have a. As you start continuing along the river and again a little more southbound, so you can sort of make the bend around the ravine and head into Firefinger within the next few days. You all notice in the distance what appears to be a wall of rather tall, twisted, interwoven vines.
How far away?
At the point you guys are noticing it, sun's just beginning to set. It's probably 100, 150 feet.
Is it in front of the water or is it just to the side? I didn't
No,
know.
it's off to the side.
Okay.
So as you're looking in and you're traveling down this small tributary that you're going down, if you had to estimate, you'd say that wall's probably a good 40 or 50 feet in from the shoreline
Okay.
of the river you're on. And as you're looking at it, they said your guesstimate's anywhere between 10 to 20 feet tall. It's slightly curved, and it looks to be a rather significant diameter.
I go, ha! I can do that too. Anybody seen me do that before? When I grew all those spines and yeah, that was pretty cool. Was it? Yeah. Okay. Azaka, is that normally there?
As Zaka looks over to where you're pointing and says, well, I must admit I don't typically come to this area from the west or the south. Typically, if I was to make the trip to Firefinger, I'd be coming from Port Nyanzaru in the north.
Hmm.
I am not specifically familiar with this location, but it does not appear natural.
No, it looks like some sort of roadcraft or something.
And do you think it has anything to do with the folks that took your stuff?
Last I had checked, I believed it was still remaining at Firefinger, but and there's always the potential, I suppose. It may be worth
Okay.
taking a look at it in the... sort of looks up at the sky. It does appear to be getting rather late. Maybe worth checking out in the morning, perhaps not in the dark, but...
Okay. Sounds good.
As you guys are sort of looking around, and again, as you're traveling a little further up, you get to about the point where you're probably about 50 yards from being like right across from it, but on the river. Do you guys want to pull over right near it to stop and make camp? No, stop a little before, go a little past, go on the other side of the river. Or just push back and pretend you didn't see it?
I'll do whatever anyone else wants to do. I'm not that.
So, y'all want to check this out?
In the morning. You remember last time? Well, maybe you weren't. Maybe you didn't know about that. Solana and Gizzard went and investigated in the night on their own.
We got a little
For the aftermath, at least.
little injury.
Right. So you know, let's leave it till morning.
Maybe like a little bit before, just like a safe distance.
Well, we could backtrack a little bit and then camp on the other side of the shore.
So it's you guys sort of make your mind and pull over to the side to set up camp for the evening. Who is going to be taking watches as you are camping somewhat near the strange...
I'll take a watch.
Oh, okay.
Devaney will take last.
Alec will take second.
Okay. Gwen, you taking one, or am I sticking it on one of the other two?
Oh, sorry, I had my mic muted. Gwen will take second watch. Yes.
So you and Malik taking second together?
Whichever one isn't filled, Gwen will take that one.
Oh, okay, so that'll be third then. So, okay, and Devaney, go ahead and make a check for me.
She did.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, what? Blind as a bat. Okay. Yeah, Malik, that wall is absolutely fascinating for some reason.
It's wonderful.
So, it's just the craftsmanship. They're writing down pointers, things you want to talk to Solana about for next time she goes to make hers. So as you guys proceed to take your various watches for the night seems to go, again, as it has been, for the most part, fairly quiet. Devney, in the early hours of the morning, you notice the weather seems to be maintaining a fairly consistent run the last few days. As you're noticing during your watch, given your perception roll, occasionally you hear sort of a deep guttural croaking sound. Firing off in the distance. It doesn't sound to be overly close to you, nor does it seem to be approaching in any manner.
So, like what a really large frog would make?
I'll say go ahead and make a nature check for me. And you're pretty sure it's a rather large frog or toad.
Well, I'll wait till everybody else gets up and I'll let them know what I heard.
As the rest of the party starts to come to consciousness, the day is yours, so to speak.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, so wall time.
Wall time.
The sound I heard, could I tell what direction it was coming from? Was it coming from the wall?
With that nature check, it's hard for you to tell.
Okay.
It's the jungle. It's early hours of the day. It sort of reverberates and seems to be echoing around you a little bit.
Well, I guess we're going over here now. This wall. Wow.
So as you go,
I'll just say, guys, I heard this strange croaking sound. I can't tell what direction it came from. I don't know, something about the morning air just echoes funny, but there's something out there that we haven't come across yet. Just keep an eye out.
Okay. I'll listen for it. If you hear it, let me know.
I will.
Sounds good.
Okay, so as you guys start to pack up camp, you have breakfast, get everything ready, and start to make your way out. Now, how far back did you make camp?
Probably like closer to the river than the wall.
Well, on the other shore, I'd say maybe 500 feet or so away.
Okay, so your camp is across the river, a little ways back. How are you getting to the wall? Are you getting in the canoe, canoeing over? Or are you hiding the stuff at your camp and basically swimming over the river yourself?
Canoeing.
Knowing
in that water.
the leeches and people swimming, I think the group will opt for
I
canoe.
want to walk, but I'd rather stay
Oh, so close to throat leeches.
That's a non-starter.
Y'all got us this time, man.
So as you guys get everything packed back up in the canoe canoe basically almost directly across the river. Pull up a little way so your canoe is still further enough back that you guys are comfortable. Take a
Can I
little time.
conjure a plesiosaurus?
Sid, what?
Can I conjure a plesiosaurus?
Okay, what are you trying to cast?
I'm a druid, so I can cast conjure animals.
Do me a favor, go ahead and click the spell for me. Please. Let's see here. Please tell me I have plesiosaur already in my dinosaur thing. Yeah, I actually do. Technically, yes, you can. You can conjure one.
Yay! I'm gonna conjure a plesiosaurus to go with us into battle.
Okay.
This is awesome, guys.
So as you proceed to make your way over towards this wall, and as you're coming in from the side and walking towards the northern section of it, you notice that
I'm gonna ride the plesiosaurus through the river because it can hold its breath for an hour, apparently.
Yep.
And it has a swim speed of 40 feet. So they're gonna be on the boat. I'm just gonna ride the plesiosaurus.
So as this happens now, is they park the canoe and get up on land. Are you just riding this thing up on land as well?
Yeah.
So I don't even have the foggiest idea how the party would react to this. Is Solana conjures a massive amphibious dinosaur and is now riding on its back.
Hey guys. It's my new friend. His name is Bob Dylan.
You turn into animals and make them?
Yeah. Say hi to Bob Dylan. He's great.
That's a really weird name, but
I know,
all right.
right?
Hello, Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan like show.
So, as you guys climb up onto the shore and start moving towards this large wall, you notice that in the northern section of the wall, as you get closer, as you get about 30 feet or so away from, let's say 50 feet away from it, you notice there is a small gap that appears to be an entranceway in it. About somewhere between 5 to 7 feet wide.
Too bad I conjured a plesiosaurus.
You talk?
No.
Yeah, I thought we might be going a little stealthier than the plesiosaurus, but
No one told me. I could have
you didn't ask.
I could have cast Cast without a trace, but I conjured this giant plesiosaurus instead.
So as the group of you are walking up nice and quiet and coming up behind,
Technically,
this
this
large
natural animal
flippered
from environment.
a large flipper dinosaur with a druid on its back is pulling up the rear. And as you look at the front of the wall, that's where we'll call an end to this week's session.
I've never felt safer.
This will make a good distraction if we get into trouble.
It's my fucking Sarah.
That giant toad ever shows up, I'm pretty excited for the Naruto-esque giant animals battle that's going to go down.
Oh my word. Freaking plesiosaur.
Why? It's natural. I would have seen it by now, right?
I actually think you guys ran into one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So it's like
It's,
better than a polar bear.
and actually, that entranceway is actually, as I zoom in on it, about 10 feet wide. That thing technically could fit.
Haha!
Ugh.
I knew it. This is the best idea ever, guys.
So, thank you. I just realized about 15 minutes ago we didn't actually break this evening, so thank you to our viewers who are still with us. Thank you to our viewers who have hung out with us. Electrical Skateboard, Admiral Akbar, Digitio, of course, who's always with us. Barely a Blender. Again, I'm sorry I missed you earlier. Sorry Moobot decided to take out its wrathful vengeance on you. It's probably because I didn't have power on Friday and it didn't get to abuse anybody on Friday. It was overdue.
Yeah.
But before we take off for the night, like we are starting to try to remember to do more often, we have the issue of the Nat 20 to give out this evening. So I will toss this out to our viewers at home as well as who do you want to vote for the Nat 20 this evening?
Into Quinn's murder rage, so I'm going to throw it at Quinn.
Oh.
I think Quen, because I really got pissed off at Quen. So that was some good role play.
Oh my god, it's the Everybody Hates Quen show.
The murder rage.
And Quen is getting a vote as well from Digitio, saying, I like Quen suddenly going ham with the fiery destruction consequences be damned. Oh, in that ear comment.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I think we got Devonay, anyone you want to toss out?
Well, Salon and the Plesiosaurus was awesome, but I think we'll get a lot of that next game as well. So
Yeah, I think that'll be something tells me that'll be played a bigger role next week. So
yeah, give it to Quen.
Quen, congratulations! You have a Nat 20 for use for next week in our ongoing adventure as you guys explore this strange wall that you've come across. And with that, I will say thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with us. Thank you to our friends over at Team MZ, Many Sided Dice, Nightshade Creations. And as good Fred says, no matter what you're doing in life, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. Thank you much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.